Hey everyone, welcome back to Arena Hacks. My name is Kyle. Today I'm just continuing on with week 2 of the Historic Shakeup. This time the deck, I've changed it a little bit to go more of a non-combat damage route because there's some really good historic cards that we can include in this event, and they're just commons and uncommons. Actually, I think they're both uncommon with Cavalcade. I think I call it Cavalcade. I don't know what I call it all. I can never remember what order the V and the A's and the L's are in Cavalcade. Whatever. I always say it wrong, so I'm just done. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I usually just call it Calamity for short. But anyways, this one and the Spitfire here, Chandra Spitfire, are the two different historic cards that I've added to the deck. I've also modified a lot of other things just because there's a different synergy we're trying to achieve here. I have taken out several burn spells because they only target creatures, and with things like the Pyreling, which is not a historic card, but it is one of the changes that I've done and made as well, because it helps synergize with the Raid Bombardment. And just all these ways of dealing non-combat damage to our opponent. Full shocks, because I can target any creature I want with them. I would have loved to use Bone Crusher Giant to use the Stomp Adventure for 2 mana, 2 damage to any target. It's like a shock with one extra mana. And damage can't be prevented that turn too, which it also does. And then you get the creature you can play after that, the giant. The problem is for this event, Bone Crushers are banned just for the event, not for anything else. So what we have here is Barge In. I went for that for the trample mostly, and pumping up that extra +2/+2 to the Pyreling when you've given the Pyreling double strike from doing non-combat damage to your opponent, which is the Pyreling's built-in ability right there. So that's what the Barge In for really help that trample damage. Really just, yeah, they block with little chump blockers, and then you play these at instant speed, Barge In, and the other one is Crash Through. You play those, okay, Crash Through sorcery, that's for trample and card draw, but the Barge In is really nice at instant speed to give them trample. And it's like, yeah, your chump blocker did nothing. Blisterspit Gremlin is an awesome 1-mana 1/1 because you can pay 1 mana, tap it, and do 1 non-combat damage to your opponent. So that really helps if you're having trouble finding any of your Raid Bombardments and your Cavalcade Calamities. Cavalcade, whatever. If you're having trouble with the Calamity and the Bombardment, then it just kind of helps as a temporary fill-in and really helps pressure your opponent's life total, so they're worried more about surviving rather than winning the game. They're just trying to not die. So it really helps synergize that way. And, assuming you get cards in a half-decent order, it can be rather brutal. I do have a pretty bad streak in the gameplay, but yeah, it's like when you see in the gameplay too, when things are like not terrible, our opponent can be destroying our own creatures. If we're getting a nice mix of everything in this deck, it does seem to work out. We can just play other creatures, do other things, do all these neat little tricks to just do so much damage. But yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out that nicely. Anyways, moving on, Shock, I already mentioned any damage. You can also pick off creatures with that if that extra 2 damage will help you take down an annoying creature that your opponent has. Gingerbrute, because he's great to trigger the Calamity and the Bombardment, because you can also make him most likely unblockable. If your opponent has a creature with haste, they can then block it. But for the most part, it is unblockable when you activate that ability. If you're desperate for life, you can use his other ability there because he is a food. So you can eat him for some life if you're desperate for life. But this is not really the deck where you're going to be doing that too much. The Cavalcade Calamity here, I already talked about. Whenever you attack with a creature, power 1 or less, ping your opponent. So that triggers by just about everything. I don't know if we have a creature that doesn't trigger Cavalcade, you know what I mean. Yeah, they all have 1 power or less. Well, none of them have 0, so they all have 1 power. But these guys, it's the Pyreling and the Spitfire, because they'll amp up so quickly and easily with all your ways of dealing non-combat damage to your opponent. The best way is to just get your Bombardment, Calamity, and then you attack with your Spitfires and your Pyrelings. The damage gets done, and then they get all pumped up. So for every single trigger, you have one of each, a Spitfire and a Pyreling. You attack with both of them. If you were to have 2 Cavalcades or 2 Bombardments, or one of each Calamity and a Bombardment, doesn't matter, because they will trigger them both. And you attack with 2 creatures. Well, 2 creatures will trigger each one of those enchantments twice. So you're getting 4 triggers. These guys are going to trigger 4 times. This guy's going to get double strike and +4 to power. He's going to be a 5/3 with double strike, doing 10 damage total. And then the Spitfire is going to get that boost times 4, right? And you're just attacking with 2 creatures with 2 enchantments on the battlefield. Now, mind you, yes, you have to get all of these, and you have to get the mana to play them, and you have to get them before your opponent destroys you completely. With the highest mana cost being 3, you think it wouldn't be that hard. Ooh, I thought I had 23 lands. I think I mentioned somewhere in the gameplay that I have 23 lands in here, because I thought I refused to go down as low as 22. But I know I did it because, oh my god, the average is not even 2. Not even 2. That's why I went down. I hate, even with aggro decks, I hate going down to 22 lands, because I just, even though that's pretty common for aggro decks, I just can't stand not getting mana when you're not getting enough mana when your whole deck is just so low on mana cost. I just hate that. But apparently here I do have 22 lands. My mistake. Haven't talked about the Tuktuk Rubblefort yet. A defender with reach. The fact that it has reach is kind of neat. You can block little 1/1s and stuff like that, little annoying creatures that fly, all those ravens that people or the blue players are creating now, the control players. You can block it with this wall, and all your creatures have haste. So if you're struggling getting the synergy, this can sometimes slow your opponent down just enough to help get your synergy, as well as then, like, when you get a creature, say you're missing a creature, any one of these, the Spitfire or the Pyreling, and you have Bombardments and Calamities and Gingerbrutes and Blisterspits, but you're missing the main ones that benefit from all this non-combat damage, right? All of a sudden you get one, you just throw it on the field, and right away you're using it because you have that Tuktuk Rubblefort. It really, that haste just really sends it home in that situation, which I don't think we hit in the gameplay, but it's there just in case. That's why there's only 2 copies of them. They're really not that great. Being 3 mana, they're among the highest mana cost in the deck. But yeah, so for the most part, we do pretty good in the gameplay, and we'll just show you what that's all about. Okay, yeah. Bombardment, Gingerbrute, Barge In. Pretty good stuff there. On the draw, which kind of sucks. But it's not too bad. Cavalcade of Calamity is always better. With there's our synergy right there, but we can go with just a little pack right there with our Gingerbrute. Give him a little flick. Bing. Wow, buddy, it's your second turn. Zalsensi is usually a X on its own like that. That doesn't have an E in front of it. It's pronounced like a Z, so I've heard. So that should be Zalsensi, I guess. Zalsensi. Wow. Okay. Opponent's setting up for something big here or something. Let's go with this guy and then just swing in. Keep pecking away with our Gingerbrute. Gain a life with that one, yeah, okay. What's this thing do? Mana of any color. Lands you control have 1 mana, add 1 mana of any color. That's interesting. That's only 3 mana for that, wow. I'd say let's go Bombardment now and get some damage in. There's going to be a good amount with the Gingerbrute Pyreling. Yeah, 2 damage here, pumps up, so that does 6 because it's double strike. Ouch. So what was it, 6, 2 damage from the Raid Bombardment, so 6, 7, 8, 9. That was 9 damage, wow. I couldn't remember what their life total was, so I had to... Alright, there goes the... Alright, yep, smart. I do have lots of other ways to do non-combat damage to the opponent, though. Why would I ever see them, of course? Another Pyreling, maybe? Perhaps? Let's go with the Rubblefort for now. Attack with everybody. Extra 2 damage there. Let's forget about that for now. Let's see if we can get that extra 2 damage on a Pyreling when it has double strike. So it'll be an extra 4 damage instead. Opponent's already at 8 health, so yeah, that turn we did 9 damage like that was pretty brutal. So if we can keep the pressure on at 8, ooh, they're ramping too, so lands don't defend them very well. Although it gives them the resources to play other things that might defend them very well. They still have 3 mana between this and the other things. The other lands. That's the other things, I mean. Another, yeah, he's got the World Tree here, and this, interesting. Well, let's just throw this guy down, attack with everybody. That's 3 damage, 5 damage, which gives us lethal next turn. Or we can just hold it up, right? So then that's 3, 4, 5. We still have lethal this turn with what we have. Assuming we get to keep everything that we have, we've got lethal this turn. Excluding the Rubblefort, if he destroys that, it's fine. We don't really need that at this point. We just need to play a Barge In on one of these guys as we're attacking, and that's game. But we need all these guys still. Oh, that's bad. And he needs to not have blockers too. So Genesis Ultimatum, yeah. There comes all these. Okay, just one thing. Raid Bombardment would seal the deal. Oh, there's so much that would just end this. Come on. There's so many cards I could draw onto right now. Cavalcade of Calamity, 3 other Raid Bombardments. A Shock would do it. Like, I have Shocks in here. I think I have 4. Pretty sure I have 4. So many things in here I could draw onto. Come on. And then this is just over. Come on. Come on. What's that? Reveal 4. When you do, you may return target non-land whatever to put to its owner's hand. That's fine. We're not too crazy about the Rubblefort right now. Still has... This literally, like, of all the cards I listed off, that would just end the game right now. Of course. Do we see them? Wow. I need to play this in order to attack with this. But then I won't have enough mana for this, and it's not going to end the game anyways. Come on, alright, well, let's just do it anyways. And we'll attack with everybody and see what opponent does. Because that'll put him down to 2 health, which means a shock. Don't even need my anything. Just a shock. And I could target them and kill them. Like, we're at the point where it's just like literally anything except a creature or land right now would do the trick. Actually, 2 target permanents, right, of course. Yeah, now I need 3 damage to them, so I gained a life somewhere in there. Of course. Of course. Nation's gonna work. Wait. +2. Yeah, this'll work. Gingerbrute in a unblockable except by haste. There's a damage from Cavalcade. And he goes on here. Boom! Sneak it in there. I gotta just touch on that unblockable ability by Gingerbrute right here. Like, that's pretty much why Gingerbrute is in here. It's just because of that. There is another one, Tin Street Dodger, I think, which is a 1 red mana goblin, who is 1 power, 1 toughness, just like Gingerbrute. You do not have the life gain option there, but you do have 1 red mana, and the Tin Street Dodger can't be blocked except by creatures with Defender, right? So he can be blocked by walls or, well, any creature with Defender, really. So this one can only be blocked by creatures with haste. So I find that's actually a little bit more unblockable, so to speak. I find my opponents usually have defenders more often than they have creatures with haste. So personally, I find if you find it the other way around, you can swap it out. Tin Street Dodger is another historic card though, so if you don't have a very big historic collection, they're just commons anyways. So yeah. Next. Here we go. Two-headed giant. Ooh, giants. Yeah, Dominaria. I don't know much about Dominaria. I wasn't really doing too much with Magic the Gathering when Dominaria was out, so creatures like this are always a surprise to me. I never really see them coming. I'm like, I don't recognize this guy, but it's a giant, right? Two-headed giant right away. I could figure out it's a giant, so all the giants in Kaldheim, right, it's going to synergize with. Flip 2 coins. If both coins come up heads, two-headed giant gains a double strike. Both heads. If both coins are heads, against double strike. Two-headed giant, right? Ha ha ha. Until end of turn. If both coins are tails, giant gains menace until end of turn. So you're looking for a double flip. Well, if you're playing paper and you're actually flipping a coin in real life, I was doing some statistics research on Google just for fun. Actually, whichever side is facing up, there's a 51% chance that's going to be what you get when you flip it. So do your flip one, your first one, whatever you get first, since you want 2 of the same, make sure that side's up. This, of course, only applies if you're playing paper and actually flipping a real coin, whereas if you're playing Arena, you're relying on the program. Nice. I don't know what this is from. This must be from the Mastery. That must be what this is from the Mastery. I'm like, why is there another rare? A mythic rare. But looking at this symbol down here, I'm like, I remember seeing a mythic rare card here, and I'm just starting the next level now, so that's probably what that was, which is awesome because Vorinclex is just insane. Anyways, let's go to the next game. Okay. What is going on here? I don't understand why I haven't even seen my hand yet. Okay, there we go. That was weird. That took a very long time. Wow. Alright, well, as long as Blisterspit remains, we can use him to pump up the Spitfire. And that's kind of like a little makeshift of our combos, ideally. Either Raid Bombardment or Cavalcade of Calamity instead of Blisterspit, but the Blisterspits are in here for just when we don't get those. So we keep them. If you want to go with a historic card and you have a good historic collection, a good one to replace this guy with would be a Scorch Spitter. The problem with Scorch Spitter is to use their ability to do non-combat damage, you have to attack with them, which means they're just 1/1s, so likely your opponent's going to be able to block and kill them. So that's the problem with Scorch Spitters. These guys, you need a mana to do their ability, but you can just tap them. You untap them when you play non-creatures, so you just do fun stuff like that. Although with the Scorch Spitters, if you have a Cavalcade of Calamity out, and you attack with a Scorch Spitter, you're doing 2 non-combat damage pings to your opponent, and getting 2 of those triggers if you have a Spitfire or a Pyreling on the battlefield. Opponent is running life gain, which is so terrible for us. Yeah, that's so bad. Any of our 2-drops would have been nice. There's definitely a few of them in here. I really don't want to have to just play another Blisterspit, but I guess that's what we do, I guess. There's nothing else I can do right now. Kind of a sluggish start here. I'm actually kind of thinking it's not looking good because our opponent's getting way too good of a start. With this kind of deck, it's like, yeah, the start is everything. If you feel sluggish on the start, I think every game I've lost so far while playing with this deck, I've had a sluggish start. Like, I've been really slow on the start. And even though this wasn't too bad with the 2 Blisterspits, I feel like we just don't see anything coming that's going to be really awesome. Oh man, I want to read this, but I have to keep clicking to go on to the next phase. I'll keep gain 1 life. Damn, that's more life gain. Where did that come from? M19, really? Okay. Well, let's just do that. Bring his health down a little bit. No blocks. This is going to be bad, though. We can play this, but then we can't pump anybody up. Let's block his flying guy here with this guy. And let's attack in just because these guys, all his guys tapped. Next turn we can start using the Blisterspits and attacking with a very powerful Spitfire. Hopefully for 1 mana, hopefully they don't have any kind of combat trick like tactical advantage or anything. Hopefully. This guy on the ground here, this Pride Mate's going to be a big problem though. I'm going to control 3 more creatures. Gain 1 life. Whatever. Alright, opponent's got it all. Yeah. They just have it all too. They just like, what a beautiful, magnificent curve they hit. And we had a very sloppy start. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. 2 damage here, pump this guy up. He still blocks with his flying. Yeah, there's literally, we're not some shocks. Like, there's like a ton of things that would help right now, but yeah. Well, we can play this guy. Try to take down his stuff, go defensive. See if he attacks in. What can we do here? We can pump this guy up twice, which would give him 6 damage total. This guy would get 7 damage total, so we do have a backup for each of them. Can he activate it yet? Not yet. Our Blisterspits will help prevent that from happening. Oh my god. That's 2 life already. Okay, so that will do, what did we say, 6? And then this will do 7. You have to block with both, which is fine. He can only kill 1. And we have a backup for both, so whichever one he kills is fine. We just need to get rid of his huge guy. Absolutely. Bye. On the plus side, he's only got 1 card left in hand. Weekend Pants. Okay, so he takes down both? I thought only 1 would go down. That's not right. Did I math wrong? Oh yeah, right, I totally math wrong. I was only considering their power, not their toughness. Their toughnesses were still very low. So of course they were both going to die. Let's get a blocker for his flying guy so he's not enticed to continue gaining life. And we'll end it there. He still gains life that way. We're going to get card draw with that enchantment though every time he gains life, which is every turn, so he does get the extra card draw. Ugh. Get 1 life every turn with this. Pretty much, what does he need to activate this? 3 or more creatures, so yeah. More card draw, yeah. You attacking with anybody? No? Are you sure? I think you should. Come on. One of my trample things would be nice. So I can pump this guy up huge, attack with him, give him trample. That's not bad either. This can block his flying. It can't kill it, unfortunately, but it can block it. It can block a lot of the ground guys, too. I'd like to start attacking in. Raid Bombardment. We will have 1 mana left open for the shock. Because I have a feeling they're going to block my Spitfire. Let's just do it anyways. Do we want to use one of these guys right now? No. I want to hold up mana for the shock or to use them during an opponent's turn. Something like that. Maybe even use one now, throw one away. Offer a trade with one to pump this guy up more. I still have one left. Let's go that way. Let's do it. It's a little risky, but we get double triggers on the Raid Bombardment then. And this guy's huge, so he really wants to block with his Healer's Hawk, even though he doesn't want to lose his Healer's Hawk. That's cool. End turn. So we have to pay attention to that Hawk now. We're probably going to have to shock it. Because he's going to want to attack us, reduce our health, try getting his health up. May even attack with the Speaker of Heavens too. Ooh. Yeah, it would be really nice to get a Pyreling out next turn. Well, that's not nice. Fine. Now I kind of almost desperately need to get my Pyreling out. Gaining too much life now. It's going to get the freaking... Going to activate his Griffin areas. Yeah, now they've got too much on the battlefield. We've had too much of a sluggish start. Like I said, it was just that start. We took too long to see our synergy. Way too freaking long to see our synergy. And now they're going to be gaining life. It's just going to be an infinite loop of them drawing extra cards with this, gaining life, creating flying creatures over and over. And gaining so much life, yeah, there's no way we're coming back from this. And it's all because of that silly little sloppy start we had. I hate, that's the worst way to lose. And it's just like, in the beginning of your game, you're like, come on, deck, can you get some synergy here? Yeah, I'm out. Okay, I like these two enchantments here. That's good. What we really need now, though, is our Pyrelings and Spitfires. That's the big thing we need now. On the play, which is not shabby. Speaker of the Heavens. Should I trade? Offer a trade with my Blisterspit? I think his Speaker of the Heavens could potentially be more useful to him. Actually, you know what? If they're smart, they take the block. Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, that was... Probably shouldn't have done that. Because with me being able to get so much damage in on them, they should just give up on trying to activate their Speaker of Heavens and get the Angel tokens. They should just throw that away. And now they're going defensive because they're going to get a wall soon. And I have... Like, come on. There's enough mana in here. There's 24 lands. 23. I didn't want to go that low. But the curve is ridiculous. Like, I don't even think it's 2.0 for the average. Might be like 2.0 or something. Wow. Yeah, and they're just getting everything. It better be, like, something useful. It's getting there. Sort of. Still, we're screwed. We're not getting enough creatures. Like, the deck's screwing us over again. Come on. Shuffle things. Like, this is all non-creatures. It's like taking the deck, separating it, and then having it in 2 separate stacks of all creatures, all non-creatures. Shuffle! This is so frustrating to play like this. Man. It's like, go play basketball with your hands tied behind your back. How is that? I'm picturing somebody dribbling by bouncing the ball with their face. Like, boing, 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 boing. Give it a good bounce so it goes in the air and then headbutt it into the basket. That's enough. That's enough. Oh, jeez. First, not enough lands, then you don't give me anything to play. Like, here's land. Alright. I don't mind losing with this deck, but stop rigging and sabotaging it like those last 2 games in a row. Holy jeez. This looks pretty decent. Second turn, third turn, fun stuff. Hopefully, maybe. Unless our opponent gets all perfect stuff. I would prefer a Calamity instead of the Bombardment, simply because I go Pyreling, and then I go then the turn after I played my 3rd land, do a Calamity, attack with the Pyreling, and if they do some kind of block, I can crash through to give the Pyreling double strike and trample, which is pretty freaking sweet. They're going to start gaining some life. I say we stick with the plan for now. Maybe next turn we can throw a Spitfire up to block the Hawk and attack with the Pyreling, depending on what they play here, which I think attacking with the Pyreling is still okay. Another land. That I'm okay. This is good. This is good. A nice mix of things. I'm okay with this. Or do you want to attack, see if we can get the block, and then trick with the... No. I kind of changed the plan away from going Raid Bombardment, but we'll go this first as a blocker for some of these guys. That would give them a double block for my Pyreling. They would have been... Ooh, that sucks. That's bad. Although we can still block some damage here. Absorb from that way. We have 1 mana left. We can do Crash Through or Shock, but we can't do both, unfortunately. So we'll go this way. Attack with both. Double triggers. This is a 3-3, and this becomes a, what, 7-3. Let's see if they block. And we might just go Trample. No? Let's just go for huge damage then. That's 8. Whoa, that's a... Oh, I'm like, is that? I thought it was going to be lethal, but oh my god, down to 1. So the question is, I'm wide open. Can you kill me now? Yeah, that looks like it. Wow. Again, the shit luck must be nice. I have to struggle for that. I feel like it was a bit of a struggle because of all his perfect flying, 1 low manager flying, all the... Okay, here we go again. Wow, another great hand. We're actually on the play. It's not that great though because we're missing the other part of this. And of course it's not a Calamity, it's a Bombardment. What do you want to bet we get 5 lands and then we see the Calamity? This is what I'm talking about. Everything is just stacked to make it just so that we can not quite win, just almost win a game, but not actually win a game. This is not the deck. Like, I literally, right before recording this, had a run of like, I think it was 7 games and 2 losses. I had like over a 70% win rate. As soon as I start making this video now, all of a sudden it's like, really? Really? Like, it goes to show you that it's not me and it's not the deck. It's literally just the shuffling. Like, literally. Here we go again. I'm getting bogged down. So many cards I could have played right there. But where are they? They're somewhere in here. Man, this is so frustrating. I wish this game was actually random when it was supposed to be. Okay, here we go. There we go. Still super slow. I should be attacking with a Pyreling and a Calamity on the field already. I should be attacking for like 8 damage right now. I've done that with this deck before. But it's literally, the cards literally come in the reverse. Like, I get all the cards I need, but they come in the backwards order, so I have to play everything super slow. Like, we were on the play this game too, and everything has just been perfectly step by step that we can't do any. Like, it's just, yeah. Yeah, and here they come with their defenses and all their awesome stuff. Same as the last 5 games in a row. This is ridiculous. When is it stopping to be so perfectly stacked? Like, it just gets me how perfect it is. Like, the timing of everything is just flawless. Let's make this guy unblockable right now. There we go. We should have been doing that at least a turn earlier. Since we were on the play this game, like we should have been threatening their life total right there. Not, here's a lot of damage that you can survive. Should have been like, you're gonna die very soon. We do have enough mana for another Raid Bombardment and a Barge In and a Crash Through. Not enough damage. 3. Still not enough damage. Damn it. One away. 1 point of damage away. Okay, we better get this. Look, we just need almost anything that does damage. And there's so much in here that does that. As long as the Gingerbrute survives, that's another thing. Because then the Raid Bombardments will finish that life total off. Come on. Is that it? Is that it then? Yay! They finally didn't have the answer. I feel like they were just going to blow up the Gingerbrute. I feel like that's like I don't even know how many games. Alright. So the point of this deck was to go through the games fast. Yes, if you get a lot of losses, you just get those 2 wins and get the 2 free rares. But yeah, it can get frustrating when you're losing when you really shouldn't be. Like, really shouldn't be. Like, wow. And even that, like, we should have ended that game faster. When this deck works properly. Man, I've been wrecked by people playing this deck though so quickly, like 2nd, 3rd turn, insane damage, and with the same cards we have, and I can't do it. I don't get to do it. Man. Let's see what we get. Meh. Just 5 damage. Okay. Player sacrifices a creature. Okay. Deals 5 damage when it enters the battlefield unless the player sacrifices a creature. Okay. Okay, what do you think of this deck compared to last week's deck? It seemed worse this week, but in my opinion, I really think that was just terrible luck. Which it's so hard for me to believe it's luck when it's 4 or 5 games in a row that's like that. But you know, let me know what you guys think about it. Do you guys think the deck just sucks? I've been just absolutely ruined. I mentioned it at one point, like, didn't I? Like, I've been ruined by these exact cards, like Shocks and Calamities and Spitfires and like all, and then 1/1s that add extra triggers on the Calamities, right? Like so hard, yet I could not do that with the same cards. So I definitely think there was a lot of bad luck involved in the gameplay today. But you know, the deck is pretty reliable after that. Leading up to it, before I even started recording, I was just like, I had just kind of put together a deck like this. I'd never done a deck. I've seen them before. Like I said, I've been wrecked by them before. So I wanted to build one, and I was just testing it out before recording, and it was working great. Like, I was so impressed by it. It was that was frustrating. I know I said it before that I should just record everything, but when I haven't even tested a deck yet, I'm just like, why bother? Like, yeah, when am I going to learn, right? Anyways, comment what you think on the deck, what you think about the event, the Historic Shakeup event, the week 1, week 2. It's really cool. I've never seen them run multiple week events like this, where it's free. You just hit the start button, enter your deck, and you get free rares that you can earn just by playing and getting a couple wins. And you know, it's usually just Friday Night Magic that does that, but to have these events right now, it's great for beginners too. I was looking at the ban list for this event, week 1 and week 2, and from what I can tell, they're just banning cards like the super powerful rares and mythics, and then any of the commons and uncommons that are banned are usually because they're part of like a really brutal combo that people put together. So it looks like they're really trying to level the playing field with these ban lists that they're making for this event. So it really helps people who don't have a big collection of rares and stuff like that. I think it helps give them a little more of a competitive advantage. Like I mentioned before, this deck would benefit greatly from a Bone Crusher Giant, but we can't run that in this event. We're not allowed to. It's banned. So that's something that I'm talking about right here. Is like, yeah, that card would go amazing in this deck, but we can't run it. So let me know what you think about the event. Anything else of the channel? What do you think? Everything I'm doing. I had a discussion with someone on one of my other videos about the audio, my background with my voice and the balancing of it. I always kind of liked it. After really carefully reviewing some of my videos, I guess I can see how the background sound is a little loud. I kind of like it that way. Let me know what you guys think, though. Yeah, you're the ones watching my videos more than I am. I'm watching them as I edit them and upload them. So, but like I said, I like it. Let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. I look forward to hearing from you, and if you like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, share it with your friends, and if you're new to Arena, go check out my beginner's guide videos because they are full of awesome information. See y'all later. You'll make some magic happen, and cheers.